I'm doing a couple of videos in one at the moment. I had a bad night's sleep last night. I woke up at 20 past or 25 past 1 this morning, and I couldn't turn on the light. All I did was try to go to the toilet, or should I just say the bathroom, and basically I couldn't turn on the light at all, and I thought, sugars, I hope the flipping electric hasn't gone out again. Anyway, so I ended up waking up my eldest daughter, or should I say she woke up anyway. Got to her to install the light on my phone, which I didn't realise I could have used my KineMaster, so I could have taped it. Came downstairs, and that, I mean, I can't even turn on that light anyway, because really, in the way, like that one there where it's still nice and white, and that, can you see? That one's all nice and white. I know it looks brown, but it's, believe it or not compared to this one. And then obviously, look at that one, it's black and brown, and you can see where it leaked. So obviously we had no light in, obviously, in here. So I ended up going underneath the stairs, trying to figure out what to do underneath here, which wasn't exactly very easy. I've had to clear as much as I possibly can from underneath the stairs. Now, I don't know in the US, but in the UK we have things like this. This is a pay monthly meter, and usually have a card or a key that goes inside of it. Again, it's a pay-as-you. This is a pay monthly one, but you can also do again, card or key. Basically, this switch here, I don't know why, but it went off. I got in touch with the, oops, I need to shut the door. Got in touch with the electrician today, and he basically said, sorry, can't come. I've just had an operation on my leg. And I thought, okay, fair enough, you know, he's an oldish guy, you know, and obviously, you know, if he's had an operation, there's nothing I can do about it. But it's still also one of those things where you also want something done. Anyway, if I end up cutting off part way through this, I'll explain more of it later on. The reason is because I've got to go and pick up my son from school, and like I've explained in my other videos, by law you're not allowed in the UK to actually video, you're not allowed to video the schools, and I've also got to pick up my daughter from nursery, so I can't take a picture of that obviously either, because obviously it's not just an invasion of privacy, but you don't know what people are like these days. So I'm gonna let you go, and I'll come back on after. Bye. Good afternoon, and I hope you all really had a good day today. It has been absolutely freezing once again down here. It is nearly 7:15 PM in the UK. I've just found out that I can use my passport as, like, if I wanted to go on like a trip, or say go to the US for like a holiday or something like that. Now, I've never gone abroad unless it's actually been for a holiday, but just to go there for a trip, that's going to be a little bit more difficult, because our well, the UK passport office, they've just turned around and they've just said, sorry, but they can't help me. I've got to get in touch with, apparently, not the US Florida, but the US America embassy, which is going to be very, very difficult, and that. So that one's still a working process. I just realised that I should be really holding this up with my stick instead of with my hand, but I didn't bloody well bring it up, did I, with me? Yeah, I've just got in touch with the electrician today, and he just said that he's off from work at the moment. I just had an operation on his leg, so I've just sent him a message now just to say, you know, before it gets too late, is there anybody you know at all that could come round and sort out the lights, as we don't really want him tripping out again, and we do need, obviously, lights on. Could you get somebody to come round and check it out, because as we do not know why it tripped out in the first place. So if there's anybody you know, could you give us a number or tell them that we need you to come round? I'm still, obviously, I don't know if he's going to text back, but if he doesn't text back, then, or if he just turns around and says, don't know anybody, sorry, blah, 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 then I'll get in touch with the landlord. It's not exactly, obviously, very good knowing that the lights went out. I don't know what time it was. I mean, the light, like like I showed before, the light in the back room, we don't have that one on at all. That one totally and utterly, I mean, everybody knows, well, you learn about it, that electric and water do not mix. So obviously we don't have any lights in the back room, but the light switch was turned on. So I have a funny feeling that it might have been that might have tripped it out. Anyway, when we came back after this morning and that, my youngest one got on the chair and she actually turned it off. So because obviously if you've still got a light on, it means obviously that there's still power still going through. So I'm really sort of hoping that now that she's turned it off, that might be it. Now that it might not go on, because obviously we're not going to have lights on at like 1:25 in the morning. But anyway, let's just hope that's it. I don't know why I still remember this, but I had the most weirdest sort of dream last night. I think it was actually because of the video I watched of Mo Sargi. Last night I watched a Mo Sargi's video last night, and it's one where with a new guy that he's with now. Apparently he's not in Florida or Canada. I can't remember where he is now, but apparently his friend said it every time he's been driving along this road or something, he's never noticed this abandoned house. And apparently they went to this house, and apparently it's about 4 stories high. Anyway, they found a treasure chest, and there's nothing, obviously, and they found a coat that was slightly moving, but there was a window there, so it could have been the wind. Apparently they had a van outside to beep in case there was, like any police or anything like that. They kept hearing things moving, they kept hearing things happening, and that, and then all of a sudden, apparently, a door slammed behind them, or in front of them, shall I say, and then they ran for it. Problem was, though, when I went to sleep last night, it was actually after the lights went out, because I just went to go to the bathroom and that, because I just got woken up by that, and Anyway, I tried to go to the toilet, but I couldn't go because there was no light. So I was like trying to be a blind person. I had to feel around in the bedroom to try and film for my phone, which obviously then I didn't even think to myself about taping it or anything like that, about what was exactly what was going on or anything like that. To be honest, I never even thought about it. It was too, way too early in the morning. So I ended up, my eldest daughter, who was sleeping over there, she ended up waking up, and it was kind of scary, but kind of weird, because she had to stand there. She installed the light to my phone, which I actually forgotten I had a light to my phone. I could have been recording it. Not that you want to be recording something like that, but she had to hold my phone in the actual hallway when it was pitch black, because obviously we couldn't turn the lights on. And obviously I did what I needed to do. Then we went downstairs, which I could have still had the light on. Not that you wanted to hear me do anything like that, but we went downstairs in the dark. Went underneath the stairs, which I had a lot of stuff. I've had to remove a lot of stuff today. Found that the switch had been triggered or something like that. I don't know what happened, but I do remember that the light in the back room, the switch was actually still on, which means power was still going to it. So I'm hoping that didn't trip it out. That's the way, trip it. So the switch underneath, which I showed you today on this same video, something had tripped it out. Now there's this light in here, there's a light in the hallway, and the kitchen light, which puts on the light for the back room, and then the front light, which puts it on for the back room again, so you get like double lights either side. But that's as far as I know for lights and that. But otherwise that should really be it. So anyway, I'm just waiting for that to happen. But this dream I ended up having, so when we came all the way back, turned on the light, we came back, went back to bed, and I had this really weird dream. But I had the dream of it was all in the same dream, but it was like the same dream, but all in one, and what it was is, the first part was the house was haunted. So things were like being moved, the beds were being moved, the beds and the settees were all being thrown about, and and that toys were being thrown everywhere, things in the house were moving, to the other side of the room, or were being tipped all over, or something like that. And then once I've gone through all that, and I kept thinking, as you do, your mind just overreacts. I sort of like kept opening up my eyes, like so, trying to see if there's anybody there. But I do remember I couldn't move. I really seriously could not move. It's like my body had been taken over, and that I couldn't feel anybody holding me down. I just felt stiff, bit cold, even though I knew I was warm. Because I felt really, even though I felt warm, and that my body, inside my actual body, I felt really cold, and I physically could not move. It's like I don't know, I felt like I was awake, but yeah, my body it just wouldn't move. I don't know how long I was like that for. Closed my eyes again, but this time, it was me that was haunted. So this is where then I thought to myself, hold on 1 minute, this reminds me of Omar. Oh my gosh. No. Morsaje. Sorry, no, yes, it was Morsaje. Morsaje is being haunted by Tom. Now, obviously he's used a Ouija board. I've never used a Ouija board in my entire life. The only thing I've ever done is believed in things. And that. But otherwise that was really about it. But it was just really weird how I had that actual dream. 1 minute the house is haunted, the next minute it turns out, when I go back to sleep, it's me that's haunted. And then all of a sudden it hit me that it just felt, it felt so real, and I felt like I was actually properly in it, and I don't know how deep I was in it, but I was so deep into it. This is actually, I can't believe I actually, I remember little bits of it, but it felt so real. It's kind of weird because it's kind of affected me in some ways today. Even just talking about it, it feels kind of, you know, like kind of weird and strange. But I enjoy watching those type of films as well. You know, his movies and that, his videos and stuff. But what I have been doing a little bit of research on how to actually do a video. Because obviously I'm obviously struggling how to get more people obviously viewing. I'm struggling how to get obviously I need more views. But yeah, I'm just trying to think about what to do, because I'm trying to think about where to get another camera, and that, and oh my goodness, I'm so tired, but I just right, I'm gonna get going and see if that was the reply back from him. If that was a reply back from him, and that, and it's a bad news, then I'll have to get in touch with the landlord, but she might end up complaining, and that. So right, I'm gonna get going and I can see what's actually happening. Bye bye. Everybody fucking